So, good day, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss the internal control affecting liabilities and equity. For the introduction, accounts payable is one of the common types of liabilities that internal control needs to monitor. Accounts payable represents the company's short-term obligation for goods and services, both on credit. This usually comes with supporting documents like invoices. However, not all obligations have invoices. Some, such as salaries, taxes, and interest, they are estimated and they are recorded as accrued liability. Internal control is important in managing liabilities. Proper controls ensure that every payable is recorded accurately and nothing is overstated or understated. Although the company is responsible for keeping correct records, suppliers also play a role because they maintain their own documentation. If a payment is missing or inaccurate, suppliers can alert the company, which helps detect error. They can detect error early.
So potential misstatements in the accounts payable are factors that increases their risk. First, we have inaccurate recording of a purchase or disbursement. This can happen through fraud, like when a bookkeeper issues a check to himself but records it as paid to a supplier. It can also be an error such as paying an invoice for goods that were never received. This usually occurs when there is poor segregation of duties and weak controls of matching invoices with receiving reports. Next is the misappropriation of purchases. An example is when goods are ordered but delivered to the wrong address and then stolen. This risk increases when the company lacks proper controls in verifying documents before authorizing disbursements. Third is the duplicate recording of purchases. This happens when a purchase is recorded again after receiving a duplicate invoice from the vendor. This occurs when there are weak controls in reviewing and canceling supporting documents. And lastly, we have the cut-off problems or the late or early recording of purchases. For example, when the purchases journal is intentionally closed early, um, causing current purchases to appear in the wrong period. And this usually results from poor oversight from management or the audit committee, often due to pressure to meet targets.
Internal control over other debts. Business corporation obtain substantial amounts of their financial resources by incurring debt and issuing capital stock. The acquisition and repayment of capital is sometimes referred to as the financing cycle. This transaction cycle includes the sequence of procedures for authorizing, executing, and recording transactions that involve bank loans, mortgages, bonds payable, and capital stock, as well as the payment of interest and dividends. So it means to ensure that all transactions involving the company's long-term financial obligations such as bank loans, mortgages, bonds payable, and capital stock are properly authorized, accurately recorded, and safely executed. These controls helps the business manage its financing activities, including acquiring funds, repaying debts, and paying interest and dividends to maintain the financial stability and prevent errors or fraud.
Internal control over them, authorized by the Board of Directors. Effective internal control over them starts with proper authorization typically by the board of directors. The treasurer prepares a report detailing the needs for funds, the impact and future earnings, the company's financial position compared to the industry, and alternative financing methods. Board approval covers the choice of bank or trustee, type of security, SEC registration agreements with investment bankers, compliance with state requirements, and listing bonds on exchange after issuing long-term debt. The board receives a report showing the net proceeds and how they were used, such as for acquiring asset or adding to work capital. So the explanation is the internal control over debt helps a company make sure that the borrowing decisions are safe and properly managed. Before taking on a long-term debt, the board of directors must view and approve the plan, including why the money is needed and the best way to raise it. They authorize the bank, the type of loan or bonds, and ensure all the legal requirements are followed. After the debt is issued, the board receives a report showing the actual funds received and how they were spent. This control protects the company from financial mistake and misuse of borrowed money. Next reporter, please.
Use of an independent trustee. Bond issues are typically very large and are issued by big companies, while smaller companies rely on loans for long-term capital. Large banks usually act as independent trustees to protect creditors' interests and ensure the company complies with the bond agreement. Trustees handle record keeping of bondholders, issued and cancel certificate, prevent overissues, and distribute interests and principal payments. Using an independent trustee strengthen the internal control because they have no access to the company's asset or records and are legally accountable for their actions. So, an independent trustee is a separate company, usually banks, that watches over a bond. They make sure the company doesn't cheat or break the rules or and pays the bondholders on time and doesn't issue more bonds than allowed because the trustees is not part of the company and trustees is not part of the company and investors can trust that everything is handled fairly and correctly.
So hello everyone, so here is my part. Interest payment on bonds and notes payable. Many corporations assign the entire task of paying interest to the trustee for either bearer bonds or registered bonds. Highly effective control is then achieved since the company will issue a single check for a full amount of the semi-annual interest payment on the entire bond issue. When a company issue bonds, it must pay interest to the bond holders. It usually every 6 months semi-annually instead of the company handling all individual to each bondholder. Many corporations assign to this responsibility to a trustee, usually a bank or financial institution. There are two types of bonds involved, which is the bearer bonds and the registered bonds. Bearer bonds, whoever physically holds the bond gets the interest, while the registered bond interest is paid to the person whose name is recorded as the owner. To make this process easier, the more secure, the company gives the trustee one single check for the total amount of interest due on all bonds. The trustee then distributes the interest payment to the bondholders. Why is this system effective? So, bond control, the company only needs to process one-time payment instead of 1,000. Reduce errors. The trustee specializes in handling multiple payments accurately, and efficiency saves time and administrative workload for the company. So next reporter, please.
Hello everyone, I will be the one who will report internal control over owner's equity. So, there are three principal elements of strong internal control over share capital and dividends. The first one is the proper authorization of transactions by the board of director and corporate office. So, only authorized individuals, usually the board of directors or corporate officers, should approve transactions related to share capital or issuing shares or repurchasing shares, and dividends or declaring and paying dividends. This prevents unauthorized or fraudulent changes in owner's equity. Second is the segregation of duties in handling these transactions, or preferably the use payments. So there are different people should handle different parts of the process to reduce errors and fraud. For owner's equity, this means separating the authorization, recording, and custody. Third is the maintenance of adequate records. This explains that the company must keep accurate and complete records of shares issued, shares outstanding, and shares holders list, and dividend declaration and payments. And last is changes in equity accounts. So that's all. Thank you.
Control of share capital transactions by the board of directors. All changes in share capital required formal approval by the board of directors, including the number of shares, price, installment terms, and the valuation of non-cash contributions. Transfers from retained earnings, stock dividends, stock splits, and changes in par or stated value also need board authorization. The board has sole authority over dividends, specifying the amount per share, date of record, and payment date. Internal control on equity basically means the board of directors is in charge of anything that changes the company's share capital. So, whenever the company wants to issue new shares, change the price, set installment terms, or accept non-cash contributions, it all needs the board's approval. They also handle things like transferred from retained earnings, stock dividends, stock splits, and changes in the value of shares. Even the dividends we receive, who qualifies, and when they get paid are decided by the board. In short, the boards make sure that all transactions involving shares are properly checked, approved, and handled fairly to protect the company and its shareholders.
Independent registrar and stock transfer agent. When evaluating internal control over share capital, auditors first consider whether the company used an independent share registrar and transfer agents or managed share transactions internally. Internal control is significantly stronger when independent agents are employed because banks or trust companies have specialized facilities, trained personnel, and expertise to handle the work accurately and efficiently. So, having the outside companies handle share records is better because banks or trust companies have trained staff, proper system, and experience. This makes shares transactions more accurately and safe. By placing responsibility for share capital certificates in separate and independent organization, the company achieves effective segregation of duties, reducing the risk of errors or fraud. This arrangement also ensures property record keeping, secure handling of certificates, and accurate processing of transfer, strengthening overall corporate governance and investor confidence. So, it also ensures good record keeping, safe handling in shares and certificates. So, basically, letting an independent company handling shares certificates helps prevents error or fraud. So, keep records safe and make investors trust the company more.